This report summarises the findings from my audits of local councils' financial statements for the year 22-23. It notes the ongoing progress made by councils in returning to normal operations post-COVID. It also highlights most recent economic pressures that have posed a significant challenge to sustainable service delivery. This report shows that there was a shortfall of around 128 million between councils' income and their expenditure. Income was around 11% lower than expenditure, and this is the largest gap since the current council structures came into effect back in 2015. Councils generated around 1.03 billion in total income during the year, down by 8.5% from the previous year. At the same time, councils spent around 1.16 billion during 22-23. In recent years, councils had received extra government grants to manage the financial strain caused by the pandemic and inflation. However, these grants were reduced in 22-23, and this is the main reason for the significant drop in income. If this trend of significant shortfalls between income and expenditure continues, it will pose a serious challenge to the long-term financial stability of the local government sector. Most councils are now facing the challenge of falling income and rising costs. My report notes that this is reflected in a fall in the levels of capital expenditure, which have substantially reduced since before the pandemic. Around 90 million was spent on capital expenditure in 22-23 compared to over 144 million in 19-20. This has had a knock-on effect on council borrowing, which has also fallen. Total debt dropped from 481 million in 21-22 to 437 million in 22-23. At the same time, councils are holding around 447 million in usable reserves, which remains higher than pre-pandemic. It is essential that councils manage these reserves carefully, ensuring they provide maximum value to ratepayers. Overall, my report emphasised that councils must have strong financial planning and good oversight of their finances if they are to remain resilient in the time ahead. My report contains various recommendations to support this. A full copy of my report is available to read on the Northern Ireland Audit Office website.